Hey guys, it's me, Risa. Welcome to my kitchen. I hope you're doing well. Something that I love that has sustained me over the years during my weight loss is a delicious soup. And especially when I'm feeling under the weather. Hello. I'm a little bit tired today. I've just been online, depending on when you watch this, working with my students, and I have a little bit of a headache. So a nice soup will be satisfying, delicious, and a lighter option to have. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a cauliflower lentil soup. My girlfriend Fern had told me about it, and I thought, let's try it out. Okay, I've never made a soup like this. I've made lots of different soups. So I thought, why not try it? I went into my fridge, and that's what I do. I like to check out what I have, and I had all this cauliflower, and it was steamed already. And you don't have to steam it. You could roast it. You can just use it raw and add it. So let's get started. I'll show you what I've done so far. Super easy, and you know my favorite word, delicious. The first thing that I did was I had 5 garlic cloves, and if you like lots of garlic, I used a little bit of some olive oil spray. I'm just going to show you olive oil spray, and I'm using my cast iron pot, which I love. The other thing I had already was some onions and mushrooms. Now, I may not have put in mushrooms, but I keep these in my freezer so that they're ready, available for so many things. So that's a tip. If you have some sauteed onions, don't get rid of them, freeze them, and I just put them in this container. So I'm just going to add that. And I would say about a cup's worth, okay? The other thing that I did was I took my lentils and I put it through this strainer under some cold water for a few minutes to drain all the starch. And I would say about a cup and a half. It was just the amount that I had left over in my cupboard. And that's what I do. I like to just see what I have in my cupboard. Now, as I mentioned, I have all this cauliflower that was steamed, and I have about 6 cups worth. And don't worry how big they are, because you're going to be chomping it down. You're going to be blending it up, right? And I love things that you can just add to your pot. Now, my friend had used chicken broth, but I only had some vegetable broth, so I'm just going to add that. Again, it's versatile, you know, for those of you that are vegan, vegetarian, this is great. But again, for others, you can use chicken stock or even a beef stock. Why not? Okay, and I'm just using 1 900 ml container, and if you noticed, it has less salt, and of course it's fat free, so 35% less salt. Okay, and one thing about my soups, I like to add the salt later. You want it to cook up and add a little bit of some pepper, and then again you can add more later, and I'll add my salt later. And the other thing that I was told to add was some coconut milk. And I bought this Lite Coconut Milk. And I'm going to add the entire can of some delicious coconut milk. Look how easy that was. So now I'm just going to let it cook for probably about a half an hour, 20 minutes, until the lentils are all cooked, because the cauliflower is. And if you have roasted cauliflower, raw cauliflower, like I said, you can just add that in because it will steam up and get soft on its own. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this heavy lid and let it cook, and I'll be back to puree it, and we'll taste it and see what seasonings we can add. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so I'm back, and you can see that my lentils are all cooked down, and that took about 20 minutes. But the thing that I just want to tell you is that once I puree the soup, I like it to cook for a few hours, like any soup. Obviously, it's all cooked down and you can eat it right away. But again, for a really amazing flavor, I like to cook it for a few hours, but that's just me, on a very low heat, like the lowest heat ever. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking my hand mixer and I'm just going to puree this baby up. Now, if you like it chunky, you can keep it chunky, but I like it blended really, really well. And what I did was I saved some extra steamed cauliflower that I could add on top if I wanted to. All right, so that's another option. So I like to puree it. Now, if you don't have a hand mixer, you can put it in a blender, but just be careful. Just add about a half of the amount because you don't want your poor blender to explode. The other thing that I almost forgot was, I'm just going to take this out for a second, that my friend Fern told me to do was add a couple of tablespoons of some lemon juice. So I'm going to add that now. And of course, I'm going to add a little bit more salt so you can taste it, and some pepper. Not that way, it'll explode inside. Just a little bit more because I love pepper. And that's it. Now, if you wanted to add some chili flakes for some more zip, or Frank's hot sauce, you can do that. You could add some oregano. If you want more garlic, of course, you could add a little bit more garlic powder. You could add some onion powder. Honestly, it's versatile. You know, you could add some fresh parsley to this. But honestly, the flavor is great. I can't wait to taste it with a bit of the lemon. And if you like more lemon, the entire key to a good soup is tasting it, okay? So I like to puree it really, really well. As you can see, there might be a few chunks, and again, that's up to you, all right? And this looks amazing. So I like to just get a nice bowl and just add some. Again, I'm just putting it in to taste right now for you guys to just show you how easy and simple and fast. And again, if you wanted to, you can just keep this cooking for a few more hours, like I said, or eat it right away. So I'm just going to take it, and here I am with my soup. So let's taste it. Oh my God, that is so delicious. And I can't wait to have a nice big bowl of it. Like I said, you can let it cook for a couple more hours. That's what I like to do. And now I have lots for several days. And for those of you on WW, if you're on the purple and blue programs, you're only counting the coconut milk. All right. So depending on what brand and the calories and the saturated fats and the protein, you'll calculate it and then divide how many cups. So, you know, my recipes are versatile. And for those of you on the green, you're counting the lentils as well. All right. So again, you want to put in 2 cups, 3 cups. It's up to you, especially the cauliflower. It doesn't matter. Oh, and that's it. I hope you love this recipe. Please share it. And if you make it, please tag me. I want to hear from you. If you change it up, let me know. Bye for now, and enjoy this delicious and nutritious soup.